بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الكريم ونبي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أما بعد. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear brothers and sisters, and to the whole of Anya Nas humanity, good day to you and greet you as well. Today I'm here with my brother Muhammad Lami, inshallah, Allah bless him. We are here to talk about the importance of Ad-Din Islam is not a religion of extremism. There are verses in the Quran, for example, in Surah Al-Baqarah, chapter 2, ayah 191, ayah 192 and 193, when it says, fight them, the disbelievers, in the way of Allah. Well, what does this mean? These verses was revealed in the time of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, when the early Muslims were persecuted by the Quraysh, the pagan Arabs, and that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ saw for the early Muslims to seek safe haven and a refuge into Habasha, to go to Habasha where Najashi, a just ruler, would give them safe haven. So in this way, if any Muslim who goes and fights, as we said, jihad fi sabilillah, in this manner, ask yourself this question: those verses was applied even now today? No, it was applied in the time of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And those who do not read the Quran in its context, they have taken out of context. So we have to make that very clear, inshallah ta'ala. And secondly, we are here, as we said, to tell you that Islam is a deen of peace. It is a religion of mercy, as the verse Surah Anbiya 21, 107. Wa arsalnaka lirahmatil alamin. We do not send you, O Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but a mercy to the whole of mankind. For example, when Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam went to Taif and called the people to Tawheed, to La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the people stoned him with his adopted son. And as Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam went there, he didn't react. He didn't react in any manner to them. And Jibril alayhi salam came to him and said, do you wish for me to destroy these people? And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, he said, no, I don't wish you to destroy these people, but to leave them, there may be good that will serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the Tawheed. That is the mercy of Islam. That is the mercy of the characteristic in the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that he had that characteristic. My dear brothers and sisters and humanity, as you see behind me, we have these people, hate preachers, Hatun, Daniel, Godwin, John, and all these people who themselves do not read their own Bible, but they're here to demonize Islam. And why? It's because Islam is growing, alhamdulillah. I am a revert to Islam, alhamdulillah, and I'm not an Arab, and I'm from Saudi. I am a revert to Islam. And I tell any person who revert to Islam or who was born into Islam, study your deen very carefully. I have some books here that will help you, inshallah ta'ala, to learn about your deen, subhanallah. The first evidence is Kitab al-Tawheed. Learn the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I have this book, The Methodology of the Prophets in Calling to Allah in the Way of Intelligence, by Sheikh Rabi Hadin Makhia rahimahullah ta'ala. And other books, Fiqh al-Islami, the fiqh of Islam, the understanding of Islam, and Aqidah was firm a creed. But to hold to the Quran and the Sunnah, there is no verse mentioned in the Quran to go kill innocent people. If you do that, as my dear beloved brother said with the hadith, you'll go to hellfire, you'll go to Jahannam. But if you follow the Quran and the blessed Sunnah, you will be deeply blessed. And I want to make something clear. We condemn any extremist people, whether they are so-called following Islam and even the non-Muslim. What happened in New Zealand? We condemn this great atrocity. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give our brothers and sisters and the children Jannah Firdaus in Allah, inshallah. And this is a great crime in humanity. And secondly, we condemn Boko Haram, Daesh, ISIS, Al-Shabaab, Al-Qaeda, and the false preachers known as Amjan Chowdhury. These fanatics known as Al-Muhajirun. These people have come with their false rhetoric and their false interpretation These people want to call for Sharia. They want the Sharia to be dominant in this country. I want to make something very clear, inshallah ta'ala. We are not here as Muslims to call for Sharia in this country. We are here to call to the whole of mankind to Tawheed, the oneness of God. To call mankind to find about Islam, the goodness of Islam, the peace of Islam. These people, Anjan Chowdhury, Omar Bakri, this man, al-Baghdadi, who is the leader of Daesh, they are nothing but Kharuj, and they are Khawarij, and they do not represent the face of Islam. And we call them out. And we tell them that you people do not represent Islam, and a life of us as Khair al-Muslimin, inshallah. So I want to make this very clear. We condemn each and every one of them and the atrocities. It is not allowed in Islam to take the life of innocents. It is not allowed to strap bombs, suicide bombs, hijack planes and buses and trains. What is this? Where is this found in Islam and the Quran? No, no place in the glorious Quran and the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the great scholar, I will quote him, Sheikh Abdulaziz bin Baz, rahimahullah ta'ala, had written a book about not to do suicide bombings and hijacking, which is not part of Islam, and had written fatwas in this so that the Muslims would learn their deen. My dear brothers and sisters, and to humanity as well, I tell the Muslims first to learn your deen, inshallah ta'ala, to learn the books, inshallah, to learn from the righteous ulama, inshallah, so we will not be misguided by these fanatics in wolves and sheep's clothing, because these people, Anjan Chowdhury, Omar Bakri, Abu Izzuddin, this Khawarij, they are people in wolves and sheep's clothing, and they do not represent anything of Islam. We must learn our deen, inshallah, and to safeguard ourselves and to save mankind from the brinks of fire of Jahannam. So this is all I'm going to say, inshallah, for the time, and I urge you, get your free copy of the Quran, inshallah, learn about Islam or non-Muslims, and I like to say, behind me again, those people who spread hate, the missionaries, as my dear brother, beloved brother said, alhamdulillah, Islam will be prevailing because it is the original truth, and the religion before Allah is Islam. So that is very clear. So those people who, if they hate, the people will see that those people don't represent Christianity, they don't represent the face of Christianity, and they are false preachers, and they are liars, and they lie on the Quran without any substantial evidence of the hadith, what they have no knowledge of. So may Allah bless our dear brother Muhammad Amin Hamda and the Da'is, inshallah. And as we said before, we are here to give dawah in Allah. If you don't like to abide by the law of the land, then you should get out. I'll say again, if you don't like the law of the land and you want to do your own thing, then get out. We are here as Muslims, we should abide by the law of the land as we live, because we are citizens. We are citizens, alhamdulillah, and we know how to behave because of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how to tell us husn al-khuluq, having this good adab and the behavior, and to represent Islam in a good light. So we're not here to give Islam a bad name. We are here to represent Islam as it is, with goodness and truth and with fairness and justice, and to show the non-Muslims that Islam is indeed the religion of truth and the religion of peace. May Allah bless our brothers and sisters and Brother Lamin again, inshallah, and guide the non-Muslims to Islam. Wa tarak alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin wa subhanahu wa ta'ala wa subhanahu wa ta'ala alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.